Ladies and gents, girls and boys, that is Stuart from BassJapanDirect.com with a very quick naked sound review on one of what has become one of my favourite vintage lawsuit era basses, which is the ELK, and this is the ELK BS. What is it? BS490, and it certainly is not BS. I think that just stands for bass sunburst. I think that's what that means, because the other one's BN, and that's natural. So yeah, but it's sounds great. Etc. So yeah, that's it, just balanced, and it's got really good tone there. And that's with the tone all the way up. Take the tone down. Let's just play very nice and fuggy with the tone down. Rear pickup is wicked. Just take a little bit of the tone up there. Tone all the way down. Nice and creamy. Wow, it's a bit of a stretch, but yeah, you get the idea. Pull up. Yeah, so it's really, really nice on all fronts. Pickup spacing is a 60 spacing, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's a 60 spacing. So the rear pickup's not quite as near to the bridge as 70 spacing, but still sounds really good. Nice pickups. I love the tone of them. That Balanced sound is beautiful. Just it's an ideal kind of jazz bass slap tone. You know, it sounds like a freaking 1975 Fender. You know, it's great. Sounds just as good to my ear. And this one is like 100% original as well. These are all the original pickups, pots, tuning pegs, everything, 100% original. And this one is in excellent condition for its vintage. I mean, it does have a little bit of oxidization on some of the hardware, like the neck plate's got a little bit of some ablutions on it, and you know, of course, there's dulling on the bridge and the tuners, but they're all very functional. The body is really clean for the year. There's a slight sticker tan here, and there are a couple of small dings on the side, but I mean, really, considering this is from the early to mid 70s, I believe, something like, I mean, I'd put this around 1973 or 1974, and it looks pretty much identical in terms of the pick guard construction and the pickups to the Araya Pro that were coming out at that time. It's very similar, and I would hazard a guess that this is made for the ELK brand by Matsumoto. The body is this is, I can't make out if this is, I think this is camphor. I think this is camphor wood because it's got these streaks in it of sort of slightly greyish streaks, color variations in it, which is quite pretty. If it's not camphor, then it's what's the other wood that they commonly used back then? Quite lightweight. My brain's not braining. Not Paulina. It's kind of similar though. It'll come to me. It'll come to me later. It's in the listing anyway, so don't worry about that. But anyway, it's either that type of wood or it's camphor. I think it's camphor because camphor is so commonly sourced in Japan, and you know, it's a relatively. This is, I mean, I wouldn't call this light. It's moderate, which is another reason why it makes me think it's camphor, not agathis. That's it, agathis. Agathis is lighter, I'm sure of it. So I'm going to say this is camphor. And the neck on this one is, that's one piece. And I'm not sure if that's not maple though. It's not a maple neck. This looks like maybe mahogany genus, or I'm having real trouble with woods today, or some kind of koa genus or mango genus or something like that. Yeah, it's slightly different to maple. The grain is different, but it's a really sturdy neck. The truss is still working fine, and the fretboard's gorgeous. That's a rosewood fretboard with the these lovely kind of golden pearl inlays. Now, whether that's just because they've discolored with time, or it's had like a vintage coat put on it or something. I think it's had a vintage coat put on it maybe, but it's absolutely stunning color, kind of almost like a gold pearl. So yeah, I love it. It's such a great bass, and hopefully going to be getting another one of these in natural, so do watch this space. And I think the natural one has slightly different pickup spacing on it, if I'm not wrong. Anyway, watch this space for that one if I do indeed get it. All right, that'll do it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. You've been watching the ELK BS490 from the early to mid 70s, made in Japan, lawsuit era. Most likely a Matsumoku build. I need to do a bit more research into ELK. I can't remember the story. Somebody told me the story of the ELK brand. Believe they were made in Matsumoto by Matsumoku, and then they were ELK had an assembly and distribution house in Tokyo, as far as I know, in Ochanomizu, in fact, which is like the music hub, the musical instrument guitar center of Tokyo, even to this day. And I believe they had a workshop and distribution center there, so that's where they get the bodies and the necks. They do all the setup and everything there, and then they would distribute them to all the shops in Ochanomizu and in the rest of Tokyo as well. So that was very, very convenient for them. I think at that time, when of course all the distribution networks were smaller, and there weren't all that many factories. I mean, there were a fair few, but they all kind of collaborated and mucked in together, and helped each other out. And so it was kind of distribution network was much more direct than it is today. Today it's factories make the instruments and assemble them all there, and then it goes to a distribution house, and then that goes out from the distribution house to the shops. So it's a little bit of a different model these days. But anyway, I'll stop rambling. That's something for another video, maybe, to talk about some of the history of the guitar industry here in Japan. If I can get around to it. I need to do a lot of research actually to get that right, but that might be interesting. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you again for another one soon. Bye.